guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Garth Loves Travel. So guys, I'm doing an update to the video that I last made at Vaxholm Castle. So I did a little bit of research, and I came to find out that Per Brahe, or I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, I just say Per Brahe, but Maria thinks it's funny because you know Brahe. But this has been really a really interesting journey for me. As you can see, I'm here back in Vaxholm. The Vaxholm Castle that we featured the last time is down there, and behind me down here is the it's called Raahe Castle. Raahe Castle, and this is where Per Brahe was born, and Gustav I of Sweden was also born in this castle. So I'm giving you a little bit of backstory because I found this guy's life very interesting to me, because again, when I went to Vaxholm Castle, you know, I just thought he was just another Swedish count who was just down the line on the peerage, you know, because counts, you know, aren't at the very top of the royal peerage, but you know, they're also significant. But this guy, Per Brahe, he was really influential in the development of Sweden and also Finland, because Finland at the time was Sweden. There are towns in Finland that are named after him and his family, also here in Sweden. He is very connected to he was a Privy Councillor to the Vasa, one of the Vasa, I forgot his name, and he was the Governor-General of what's now known as Finland, former used to be Sweden. He implemented a lot of different things in Finland that are still existing there today, and was very instrumental in the development of the country. So I found it to be very, very interesting that, I mean, his life and his legacy still lives in Sweden to this day. And it was very important for me to come back here to kind of, you know, explore the history of the man, because I mean, half of what, or some of what I just said is just a minuscule amount of what this man has contributed to Sweden being a count, and his family still contributes to Sweden to this day. So this castle where he was born is now occupied by Mrs. von Essen. Her husband was Douglas. His last name was Douglas. I forgot his first name, because the history guys of Per Brahe, the Count, he is related to, oh my gosh, I forgot, but he is related to like royalty here in Sweden, royalty in Germany, royalty in England, you know, so his family is a large. They also have a branch of his family in Copenhagen, in Denmark as well, but they died off in the 17th century. But Per Brahe's family is still active in Sweden to this day. So I really wanted to go and visit the home where he was born. I'm going to give you some more facts along the way. I forgot a lot of them because it's so much that he contributed to Sweden, and he was such a very important part of Sweden. So the home where he was born, as I mentioned, Gustav I of Sweden was also born in the same home. Right now, Mrs. von Essen lives in this house. It is a privately owned castle. I really wanted to go close to it, but if I can't get close to it, because you know, the family are billionaires. Their net worth is about 7.5 billion US dollars. So, you know, to go down there, I'm doing this video now because I don't know if we're going to be able to get close to the house or the castle, because if it's still occupied by Mrs. von Essen, I am sure there is, you know, measures put in place that no one gets close to it, probably. But I am solely relying on the law that Sweden has, that, you know, the right of passage. But if it's private land, I don't think that exists anymore. So we're gonna head over there and try to see if I can get you close to this castle. I really wanted to visit it because I thought it was such an intriguing story to read, because his castle, or Brahestad, where he loved Brahestad so much that he moved there. Then he had other castles, or the family had other castles here in Sweden, but he ended up back and he died in Brahestad Castle. So, you know, it was very significant for me to come back and retrace his steps, because this is where he was born and he died just there. So let's go and see if I can get you guys a view of this castle. This is the road that leads down to where the castle is. So we're gonna take this road. There's a riding school down here, but I'm gonna try and see if I can get close to the castle, because I am assuming the castle is just straight ahead up there. But I see people walking their kids, so I'm assuming, you know, you can just walk down here to see the castle. To the right of us, there's some, like, I don't know, kind of sawmills or things like that. But I do see a gate up there, so I don't think we're gonna be able to get close to the castle. But if we don't get close to it, or I can't bring it to you guys, then I'll just put a picture in from the internet of what it looks like. So now we're getting closer, guys, to the castle. Yeah, there's gates. We're here on the grounds in front of the castle. So as I predicted, we have the castle behind these gates. Like I said, this family is a billionaire. You know, I don't expect that they would make it that you can just walk up to their home. You know, over here you see some houses, you know, on the property, and they also do conservation on this property. So they have like greenhouses and, like, you know, farms and things like that. Behind me here is one of the guards contour, it says, you know, and we're just gonna walk a little bit, guys, because like there's the water over there, right over there. So you can see this is the entrance to the castle that Per Brahe was born in. But we can't go any closer to it, but I can show you guys, you know, from the front gate what it looks like. The pictures that they have online is really old. I think there's been a lot of work done. As you see, this is one building of the property. So when we just got here, there was a car coming out. So as we get a little bit closer, the castle is all the way down there. So like I said, Miss Von Essen, she still lives in this castle, and they have children as well. So I'm assuming these children, you know, might live here. So there's the security thing. You know, if you're coming here to see anyone, and I just want to give you guys just a quick look. As you can see, this is pretty grand because the lake runs right alongside the castle, and it's a long road that leads all the way down to the castle there, and the castle is behind those trees that are down there. So guys, this is a spectacular home. I mean, this means a lot for me personally, to study Swedish history and to know Swedish history, because it gives me a better perspective of the country and the people, and also a greater respect for the country of Sweden. And I also think, you know, because of the things that are happening in Sweden now, with the violence and the bombings and the crime, you know, and it's largely being taken place from by people who are not from Sweden. You know, I think that, you know, if more people learn the history of Sweden the way that I'm learning the history of Sweden, especially people who come from other countries, or foreigners who come from other countries, are learned the history of Sweden the way that I'm learning it, by going to these places and actually reading about the history of how important Per Brahe was to the Swedish culture, that they would have more respect for the country, you know, and want to preserve, you know, the beauty of Sweden, because it's such a shame when you see things like this, you know, or the castles, and you read about how much Per Brahe was instrumental in creating the country that most of these people can come to enjoy, you know, and the same for Finland and Denmark and Norway. You know, it just saddens me to see that the levels of disrespect to the culture and its people. So that's just my message. I think the history is beautiful. I think the history is important. And I think that even for Swedes, even younger Swedish children. Yes, they have history in school, but that history does not sit with you as much as when you're standing here respecting, you know, the history of, to say, Per Brahe, who contributed, and his family still contributes so much to Sweden today, was born here and went to his home over there, and then knowing how much he did for Sweden, you know. I am going to sign off right here in front of this beautiful castle where Per Brahe was born. So I want to thank you guys for watching and for listening, and like, share, and subscribe. Peace, love, joy, and happiness.